Hey yo everyone, I'm JP and this is GoodTalkHQ. I hope you all enjoyed the weekend, and today we have more amazing Nintendo Switch eShop deals to go over. This time we're sticking to games in that sweet spot between $5 and $10. Now we have a ton of games at all-time low pricing, and we might just have a few games that you may have overlooked as well. If this is your first time here, we try our best to cover great deals and new releases here on the console every week. If you enjoy the video, let us know down below and leave a like to help spread the video. If you're a fan of Nintendo the way we are, consider subbing to join the crew. We have a wonderful community of gamers and deal seekers, and we'd love to welcome you in as well. And as always to the crew, welcome back everyone. You all are legendary. Let's go ahead and get into the deals. Stay safe and enjoy the video. Alright, we'll start today with Ashina the Red Witch, which is a new top-down adventure title from Metallica Games, and this time we follow a young girl named Ash on a journey through a mysterious world filled with strange creatures, memorable characters, and evil spirits. Our goal is to make it home to save our sister, and along the way you'll have to solve environmental puzzles by collecting and combining items that you find while exploring. The game has an all-original soundtrack, and they hinted that it's even tied to a previous title called My Big Sister, so if you played through other games in the series, you'll probably be in for a treat. Right now you can pick it up for just $7.99, marked down 20%, and the deal ends on the 14th. You'll need about 300 megabytes for the download. Blossom Tales 2 is an incredible top-down Zelda-like adventure title. It's a single-player outing just like the first one, and this time gives players an even more expansive world to explore. It has a download around 325 megabytes and should last roughly 10 to 15 hours to wrap up. Now the way these games tell the story is always interesting, and once again they have fun dungeons, tight controls, and enjoyable combat. And for fans of the older Zelda titles, you'll recognize many of the gadgets and items that you find as well. This is a game I would highly recommend, and right now it's on sale for just $9.74, marked down 35% and matching an all-time low until the 4th. The Company Man is a really cool single-player action platformer that takes everyday normal business life and then puts a comedic twist on it that most people can relate to in one way or another. We play as a young man on his first day at a new job, and of course there's that one coworker that wants to make everything miserable, and what's really cool is the levels are split into different sections that you might find around the office. For example, you could find yourself in a frigid level where the AC was left on too cold, and so everything froze over. The combat and controls feel great, and the boss battles are creative. Plus, the game really isn't too difficult, so most should be able to jump in and play no problem. Right now, you can pick it up for just $5.99, marked down 70%, and the deal ends on the 10th. You'll need about 1.1 gigs for the install. Next, we have Curious Expedition 2, which is a single-player roguelike that lets you explore randomly generated islands as part of an adventurous team. You'll be searching for mysterious ancient artifacts, and the game has two main gameplay elements. Firstly, and most importantly, are the story bits where you'll be investigating and conversing with local people in search for clues, and then you have the turn-based combat sections as well. The overworld is grid-based, and you do have to manage your sanity on the journey, which can be done by eating or resting. It's a fun game that offers maybe 10 hours of story, and right now it's on sale for just $8.99, marked down 55%, and the deal ends on the 5th. Now if you are interested, keep in mind you'll need a little over 2.5 gigs for the install. Disjunction is a single-player top-down stealth adventure game with light RPG elements added in. We follow 3 main characters, each with their own strengths, and the cyberpunk setting looks gorgeous here on the console. Now there are dialogue choices, but sadly they don't really alter the outcome much. Where the game makes up for it though is in the variety of those 3 different playable characters. The stealth elements are tough, but it is a rewarding game, and there's a progression system for the characters as well. On top of that, the soundtrack is top tier. Now the game should last roughly 10 to 12 hours, and right now you can pick it up at a new low of just $5.27, marked down 67%, and the deal ends on the 3rd. Flynn, Son of Crimson is another 2D action platformer, this time with a download around 230 megabytes, and the main story should last roughly 8 to 10 hours to wrap up. Now the cool thing about this game is that while we play as the young boy, we also have a trusty companion named Dex with us, and the relationship between the two is the strongest part of the game. The gameplay mainly focuses on magic and controlling the different elements, and I think everyone should give this a try at least once. It runs great on the console, and right now it's on sale for just $9.99, marked down to half price, and the deal ends on the 3rd. Definitely check it out. Kraino Origins is a retro-inspired 2D action platformer that should offer roughly 5 hours of gameplay, and it features 2 main level designs. One that plays out like 16-bit Castlevania games, only a little easier, and there are checkpoints, but if you happen to die you'll have to respawn and get back to your body to gain any of the money that you lost back. And then the other is a gauntlet, so to speak, where it's one-hit death. However, you are rewarded with upgrades at the end of those. The boss battles are fun, and you get 8 total stages to work your way through, and right now it's on sale for just $7.19, marked down 40% to a brand new low, and the deal ends on the 31st. You'll need about 500 megabytes for the download. Up next we have Labyrinth of the Witch, which is a single-player dungeon crawler, and it's a roguelike, but it's simple and easy to learn, so anyone can jump in and enjoy the game. The movement of the characters and enemies are grid-based, and with each movement that you make, they also move in sync, sort of like Cadence of Hyrule. It has a colorful art design with beautiful pixelated graphics, and the soundtrack is pretty good for the genre as well. The levels are always changing up, so each run is a bit different, and they do have a dedicated speedrun mode for those that enjoy that sort of thing. Right now it's on sale for just $7.49, marked down to half price, and the deal ends on the 31st. Mad Father is a single-player puzzle-style survival game with a small download at only 240 megabytes, and the main story should take roughly 4 to 5 hours to wrap up. In this one, we play as a young girl as she explores and ultimately tries to uncover the secrets of this twisted mansion. Now, this is a place of pure evil where experiments are conducted on humans nightly, and the game has an amazing sound design that can really add to that uneasy feeling you can sometimes get while playing games like this. The scares are legit, and with the remade version, they even added in new story elements and upgraded the game's graphics, and on top of that, they added in New Game Plus as well. If you're interested in Mad Father, be sure to pick it up before the deal ends on the 10th. It's marked down 40% to just $5.99 and matching an all-time low. Mystic Gate is a top-down twin-stick roguelike dungeon crawler with a download around 250 megabytes, and it offers tons of replay value, and each run should last maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Now, while you're blasting your way through the game, you'll want to make sure to try out all the different weapons and take out as many enemies as you can, and the main reason for this is that you earn currency that can be used for permanent upgrades in addition to the temporary ones that you find during each playthrough. The dungeons are procedurally generated and the boss battles are a lot of fun, plus they can pose a bit of a challenge later in the game. Right now it's on sale for just $7.49, marked down 25%, bringing it down to a brand new low, and the deal ends on the 30th. Up next we have Raji, an ancient epic, which is a single-player adventure title that has a roughly 6-hour story, and the download comes in at about 6 gigs. Now, this is an emotional game, and it tells the story of 2 siblings that are separated by the Great War between the gods and demons. The war is spilled over into their world, and we follow Raji on a quest to reunite with her brother. The graphics are gorgeous, and the combat system offers a lot of depth as well, plus the game is set in ancient India, which you don't see too often. If you're interested in Raji, an ancient epic, be sure to pick it up before the deal ends on the 7th. It's marked down 66% and matching an all-time low at just $8.49. TOKOYO, the Tower of Perpetuity, is a single-player 2D action platformer with a download around 450 megabytes, and it offers a unique experience in that each day the tower that you have to climb changes. It's actually on a 24-hour rolling clock, and so everyone playing the game has a chance to tackle the same dungeon for that day. Now, the goal is to make your way to the top, avoiding dangerous enemies and a ton of environmental puzzles or traps that can send you all the way back to the start. There isn't really much story to worry about, but the gameplay is a blast, and it looks and runs great here on the console. Right now you can pick it up for just $9.59, marked down 20% and matching an all-time low, and the deal ends on the 10th. Up next we have Tyrant's Blessing, which is a single-player strategy roguelike with turn-based combat. It has a download around 1.4 gigs and offers roughly 6 hours of main story gameplay. Now, there is a ton of replay value here with this one as well, so your mileage will vary. The game offers 20 playable characters that you can use to comprise your party, and of course you want to play around with all of them to see which ones you like the most. The battlefield is grid-based, and as I mentioned, the combat is turn-based and strategic, so planning is always the key to success. Right now you can pick up Tyrant's Blessing for just $9.99, marked down to half price, and the deal ends on the 29th. Alright folks, and as always, here are a few other deals to check out while you're already on the eShop. Alright everyone, thank you all for watching. You're legendary if you made it this far. Thanks again to the channel members and the patrons and really everybody that comes through to check out the videos. We really do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day.